said I just watched Tin Cup again yesterday, and this is the exact decision he had. A birdie wins, a par ties, but an eagle gets you glory.
Glory. That's it. A birdie's not like we're going to lose this thing, right? A birdie, we shoot 60. But there's something that's cooler about a 59 than a 60.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same setup because it's over water. It's a par 5 and 2. We had a Tin Cup moment. That's cool.
This was our Tin Cup moment. Yeah. All right. See how it plays out.
Roasted it.
What's up, everybody? It's Garrett and Tony from the Best Golf Podcast Ever. Today, we're going to go through our week 3 round in the Sully's 2-man challenge. So this is complete now. We won the season. We're looking back now and putting together some video from lessons learned through the process. So this was our best week, Tony. This was our week.
It was week 4, though.
Was it week 4? I'm trying to remember. So week 1, we shot 5 under. Week 2, we shot 9. I thought this was week 3. Yeah, you're right, because this was our best week. This is week 4. Yeah, we didn't record one of the weeks. Yeah, we didn't. We recorded week 5, but we deleted that one. I'll just be totally honest with the audience. That was, I blame it on the sim, but
yeah, that was the simulator demons, little gremlins in the simulator.
We don't know what it was. We do know that we didn't play well, but
that's true.
The simulator, we feel like, made us play bad in a different way than we were really playing. So anyway, we just didn't. It wasn't our best stuff. So we're just going to throw that one out. But we didn't win that week. That was the only week we didn't win. I think we shot 69 at Bethpage, but I deleted the evidence from that week. So this was a good week, though. This was the week before Torrey Pines. We were going for 4 in a row.
All right, yeah, so hopefully people watching this, we can kind of talk about our thought process, our targets, some things we've learned playing simulator golf. I know a lot of people probably have dabbled in it, but just some things to pay attention to and watch out for. Hopefully get some good benefit from listening to 2 people describe their historic round.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff that we hopefully get from it are just on-course strategy tips for when you're on the course in a simulator or in real life. There's some commonalities and some distinctions. Also,
the other thing too that I think we both realize is so crazy is that when professional golfers shoot a 59, holy cow, how good is that?
That's some serious playing. Yeah.
When it took us 2 best balling to shoot a 60, and we're just elated. Now we did have as you'll see, we had quite a few shots that could have been a 57 or whatever, but still, it's just insane how good those professional golfers play sometimes.
2 low single-digit handicappers on a simulator on a 6,200-yard golf course with almost no rough, and we shoot 60. So when you see one of these pros on their own ball shoot 59 on a 7,200-yard golf course, it is pretty impressive. So, all right, so let's get at it here. I think the video is playing. Here we go.
Well, it skips hole 1, obviously. We didn't.
We forgot to. Well, I was recording hole 1, but I was trying to figure out a few things with the Wi-Fi to get it connected, and then I finally just had to switch over. So birdie, Tony birdied number 1. So that's why we're 1 under already. We pick up your program already in action here, -1 on the second hole. I think you played. Did you play? That was a 7-wood. I think.
No, I think that was driver.
Was it driver? Whoops.
Yeah. Pretty sure it was driver. Yeah, I was hitting driver really good today. Okay, so this is one thing with the Sims that we both have had frustrations with is I have hit so many wedges from 40 to 100 yards where the ball bounces and doesn't grab. And in real life, I mean, I play golf. I know my numbers. I know my stats. When I hit a wedge into a green, it hits and it stops if I'm playing anything with elevation to it. Now, if I'm playing a lower one, it'll hop in one hop and then check, but it doesn't one hop 20 feet and then roll out more. So that's the one thing we never could really figure out with this. I personally never really could figure out the wedges and how to stop making the ball bounce when it hits.
I think eventually what we figured out is we need to just allow for about 5 yards of rollout anytime we're on the sim. I think that was the lesson I ended up eventually taking from it, is that unless I'm hitting a full wedge will usually hit, bounce 5 yards and spin 5 yards. So it ends up being about a wash. So we did birdie number 2 here. I'm trying to think, I think I birdied number 2. Yeah. I believe this was my shot. No, this is you right here. This was your approach into 2.
Yeah, this is a wedge, perfectly struck, and
Hits it in the circle and it ends up 5 yards out of
rolled
the
up,
circle.
rolled out 15, 20 feet. And I
But
think this putt it hit his dead center, and it just didn't go or something. I don't know.
all right, so now we're on hole number 3. We're 2 under par. Now, I will point out to the if you're watching, so it shows us as -1 in the top left-hand corner. That's our net score. So Tony was giving a couple of shots aside. I was giving one shot aside. So it had one of his birdies as a net par. This is a
Okay,
short par 3 down the hill.
this was a Garrett caddying mistake. So Garrett had played the course several times before. What did it say? It was 135 yards, and he goes, "You're gonna want to play this like 120 or something like that." And I was like, "Okay." So I hit. You could see the carry number there, 115, and I played for 5 yards of rollout, and it wasn't even close. And he's like, "Okay, well, you must not have hit it good. Watch this." Here he
Yeah.
comes, same exact shot.
See, oh, I got it. I got it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
see? Yeah, no. Okay, I
Side by
guess you're right.
side.
My bad.
Yeah. So now we're just a little chip off here. Tony almost made it.
Yeah, I mean that's another example of one where could have gone in. I think Garrett gets up, same thing. So the thing about the best balls in the simulator golf, right, is once someone's already got a birdie, the rest of it doesn't really matter.
You still
Um,
play it out, but you don't. It doesn't matter really. So I
so
chipped it up there.
somewhat
All
of
right,
a
so,
wasted opportunity on a par three, short par three there.
all right, so now Tony, you got trouble on the left here, but you play a cut, so you adjusted just a little bit left center of the fairway for your tee shot here.
Yep,
I,
there
on
was.
the other hand, am going to be lined up about those trees in the background there, but you take it down the left side.
Yeah, so for people watching at home, they might be like, why is he aiming up the left side with a fade with water? I know enough about golf, and I know how to ensure the ball does not go left. Like, no matter what, a ball is going to curve right. So it was just a matter of how much it was going to curve.
Yeah.
If I was caddying for someone else, I wouldn't have had them play at the left side of the fairway. I would have them
Right.
aim right center of the fairway like Garrett did.
This was a great shot you hit right here. So you've got a little bit of trouble here, and I'm basically saying, can you see my mouse cursor?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm basically telling you just start it right here, and we had it lined up so that that this on your screen here equated to about this on the whole diagram. So you could basically start just right of the bunker with a little cut, and let's just try to chase it up. But this was a good shot you hit.
And what I told Garrett was when you have played a fade most of your golfing life, you get really good at hitting low punch fades around trees out of necessity.
Mhm.
I know this shot too. I had it in the bag. I was like, no worries, whatever. Let's just get it done.
Yeah, I think I've got the volume turned off on this right now, but I think this is the part where we made the comment that I'm really good at low punch draws and you're really good at low punch fades because if you draw the ball, you end up in the woods left a lot where you have to hit a punch draw around a tree and vice versa if you're on the right side.
But so from a caddying or a coaching perspective, right, this would be a scenario where I'd ask the golfer, are you 9 times out of 10 confident you can hit a low punch fade around the tree and advance the ball all the way to the green? If not, you need to do what the numbers say and just punch out as far as you can safely, whatever that confidence interval of 9 times out of 10 is. Because the
Yeah,
worst thing you can do when you're in the trees statistically is hit number 3 or the next shot from the trees again.
that's right. Yep.
So, you treat them almost as like a red hazard or a yellow hazard where it's just take your stroke penalty and move on, but don't blow it up into a 6 or a 7.
So I don't remember what I did here, but this is a pretty comfortable number for me. 105 is usually something I'm pretty good with. Let's see, how do we do this time? I must have fatted it a little bit. I was not terribly happy with that shot.
So, and that's when where I was like, holy crap, I thought it was going to bounce and release into the circle. And I saw it spin. And I was like, there must have been a huge false front there. And sure enough, there was a big ridge that we saw
There
on the screen.
was. And we'll see that when I putt, I believe, is that there's a pretty big ridge there that kicks it back. And that's a disadvantage on sim golf because you don't really see that very well.
Uh-huh.
Good chip there. But yeah, you can see here, I think on my next putt, what have I got here? What is it, about a foot uphill
Yeah,
from
so some
23 feet? Yeah, pretty
decent
big
elevation.
upslope.
And I've talked to quite a few of my really good college players, and they all say they love playing sim golf, but they hate putting on sim golf because it's just, I had one guy said he played in a sim golf match with one of his colleagues at work, and he said he had 40 putts because he just couldn't, all of his lag putts were just 20 feet by, 10 feet short, whatever. I was like, yeah, I know it's weird.
All right, so 200 through 5, getting on a little bit of a cold stretch here.
Yeah, 200 through 5 for us, it's like, okay, 60 is going to be pretty tough to get. Or
we got rally. Yeah.
A bit. But yeah, I was hitting driver good today. I usually hit driver very well. It's probably one of my strongest clubs. And
this is the round that you and I ended up getting, or I ended up getting in a long drop contest with you on, because this is the day you started swinging hard.
Yep. So that's my normal shot shape, just a small little fade. You know, it's very, very consistent.
Let's pause right here and look. So this is your ball speed was, we don't see ball. It's not showing ball speed.
And that down there at the bottom right, 161.7.
That's your ball speed. Yeah, that's right.
And then the spin was 31. Yeah, so I was on some of these holes when they're short like this. Like, how far is the total hole?
I think it's like 394 is what I saw.
Yeah, so
yeah, 394.
I've been experimenting with this little chippy bunt driver type swing where I chuck down a little bit and hit that little bleeder kind of fade, because my 7-wood, I can hit it up to 240, 250 if I absolutely roast it. But then if I need like just one that's just going to roll out a little bit more and get a little bit farther, I'll often go to that little bleeder.
Yeah, that's about right.
But yeah, so if you've listened to anything before, you know about Garrett's obsession with ball speed and driver distance. And
that's right.
Again, I had told this guy way back when we first started this thing, I said I used to, like 3-4 years ago, right? I was playing and my driver average ball speed gaming, playing around a golf was 175. That's tour average just about, right? And when I really stepped on him, I could get up to 180, 181. And this guy must not have heard me or did not believe, because later in this round, when I start creeping up to the 160s, 170s, high 160s, 170s, it's about hole 13. You'll see he's like, well, hey, hold on a second now. I don't really like this.
Well, I'll address that. It wasn't even that I didn't believe you. I think I thought, mine must be higher than what the simulator's saying then, because I keep up with you. So I must also be a 175, 180 gamer. I just need to find a TrackMan somewhere to validate that. That was my thinking. I was too egotistical to accept that.
This shot right here that I just shot, that was the one I was telling you about, where I didn't go through the process that I always preach to everybody else. So on my shot, it was like a 2 or a 3 degree right side slope. And the pin
so let's take it back to that. Let's take it back to that. So you've got 115. You've got a little bit of a down slope to the right. Yep.
So the ball's going to go right no matter what you do, unless you play a massive pull. So what I needed to do is aim this towards the left edge of the gimme circle. I found a little bit more to account for that.
Right in here is where you should be going.
But we had a dead aim, and then it bleeds right because of the slope, and I miss exactly almost outside the gimme circle, right? Like if I had aimed it that way, it would have been just fine. But that was a simple course management issue that I forgot to take account of, because it'll tell you what the slope is, right, on the simulator. So
right.
Oh, that's another one. So close, where you were playing for a little run out and it just didn't.
You call it, my man.
So Tony, I didn't catch it on the edit, but or maybe it may have been that it was too soft to hear it. But Tony literally stands over this and says,
"I said, why don't I just make this?
Why don't I just make this? That's right. Why don't I just make this?"
I knew when you said that, I was like, "You'll make this."
And I did. Whenever I heard you say, "What if I just make this?" I thought he's going to make it, because it goes back to the thing that we said in one of the first couple of podcasts. There's just those moments that you just see a shot, and for whatever reason, you just say, "I see the line. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this."
You just know it's going in.
And you called it to the letter. So we're starting hole 6, 3 under par through 5. So we're back on pace now to be right there in the low 60s. We just got to keep it up. So
same type of deal. Driver, just play my tiny little fade like normal.
It's a big hole, 434 downhill, par 4.
Yep. So I had to hit that one a little bit harder. But yeah, the most important thing with driver for a lot of people to realize is just play one shape. Play a draw or play a fade, but that gives you the room to work your shot into the hole. And they've been talking about this for decades. I mean, Jack Nicklaus, Ben Hogan, whatever, they all talked about play a fade. And if you play a fade, aim it or line it up the left so that the curvature, now you have the rest of that dispersion to work with. If it goes straight, fine, you're on the left side of the fairway. If it curves right, fine, you're on the right side of the fairway or right rough. And if you happen to pull it, you're a little bit left. This idea that you can eliminate one side of the golf course is kind of not true if you look at it, because people still hit poles when they intend to hit a fade. People hit straight and they hit blocks and this, that, and the other. So the whole point, again, is if we have a dispersion of 70 to 75 yards of the driver, which is what the tour average is about, We just need to learn how to aim that shape to where we want it to be. So if there's out of bounds right, you should never be aiming in the middle of the fairway for the most part. You need to be aiming left center of the fairway or even left rough if there's no hazards on the left, because that way you reduce the big number. You reduce having to re-tee again, and just be okay with understanding that some holes, because of your shot shape, you are not going to be able to have a low score overall. Like if you talk about Lee Trevino, now I think this is a little BS, but Lee Trevino said he didn't play a hook. That's why he never won a Masters, because you got to be able to hit draws around some of those shots, right, to get the most distance out of it. I think, he could have won anything. He was such a good ball striker, but it just never lined up for him. But to my point, he was like, some courses, some holes don't suit your game, right?
Yeah. So this is an unusual spot for me. I am not comfortable hitting a low punch cut. So here I'm going to try to take it at the left side, or at this blue building right here, and just hit a cute little punch cut and chase it right up here in front of the green. Let's see how this goes.
So if I could take it at the building with a cut.
This building.
Wait, click on the, yeah.
Okay, so right now I'm aimed at the bunker.
Correct.
It's going to be left of the tree. So if I could take it here with a cut.
Yeah, and
Not the same shot you had. Just a little longer.
even play for it to be a little short.
Yeah.
Play like a 130-yard shot. That way you just have an easy pitch on for birdie.
That's exactly what I was just describing, where play it as far as you can, right? Advance the ball as far as you can without having any issues with the trees. And I think you probably decided.
Yeah, I'm almost
go for it
positive that
all.
I decided not to do that. I'm pretty sure that I went ahead and tried to hit the 150.
And I
and
even told you, I said, look, get up there so you just have a pitch on, right? Like, because you're so good at the pitch shots. Like, but now here goes Tin Cup right here.
Here we go. Going for it.
You stay right in the trees.
You cut it.
That's as
you
low a
missed
cut as you
something,
can
kind
hit.
of- That's right. Yeah.
Good, baby.
Yeah, and I was really striping it this day. I mean, every iron I hit was dead on the line. The driver was perfect.
Oh, wait. Hang on, though. Hold yourself on the 10 cup thing here, because 70. This is a par 5. I'm sorry. I thought this was a par 4. It's a par 5. So now this is my third shot from 74, and I call it. What a birdie would this be?
What a birdie would this be? That's right.
Boom.
Give it to him.
Driver shank wedge birdie.
Slice, shank, wedge. Easy game.
Easy game. That's right. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so we're 4 under through 7, and it's still showing us -2 because we were giving a couple. So now we're on a par 4, number 7.
You probably want to leave the volume up so you can hear how hard this ball's hit.
You weren't hitting it hard. I mean, you hit it hard on it.
Golly, you're smoking.
There you go. The golly, you're smoking. This is the point at which your brain.
This is when it's in my mind. I haven't acknowledged it to you yet, but it's in my head, right? I mean, look, ball speed 164, and that's not even the highest that you've had.
Right. So wait, this is the 7th hole. So actually, it was getting in your head by the 7th hole. So let's see what type of swing old Garrett makes on this shot.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to rev up a little bit. I'm
Let's see
still
if
not
he
full
goes-
throttle yet. Yeah, I was going after it. And look at my great ball speed from that effort, 155.
Uh-huh.
Because I
That's
mishit
right.
the crap out of it.
Yep. 1,700 RPM of spin. So like I told you, it's going to juice the carry a little bit. Yeah, I think this is a course I'd really like playing at real life because it's a lot of fade holes.
Yeah. No spin at all. See, that's when I was waiting on it to spin back.
Yeah. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
We both were deep here, and I don't know what the cause was. Because I felt like I remember being a little perplexed by that one.
Another one right by the lip. Let's see what this one does. It might be another lip out.
Yep.
Holy.
That's just,
That hit did almost dead.
that's just unreal.
2 now. You hit 1 and I hit 1. That makes sense.
Par 3. This might have been another one of those ones where Garrett miscutted.
I did. You had a good shot. This is another one that has a shelf there.
And that flag was all the way in the back. Like, yeah, I don't know. You'd had to hit a low punch runner to get back there. Nah, he just
I had
wanted the
the nu-
glory on that one.
I had the right number for me. I guess I just
He
gave you
just
the
wanted
wrong number.
glory. Yep. His ego said, "No, I gotta get some here. Let me get this one."
You're already out driving me.
Mm-hmm.
5 under through 8. Another par 5 here.
Yeah, we did play the par 5. It was really good. Which you got to. You have to pick par 5's good.
For sure. 167 ball speed.
Your driver's
It was got a different sound today.
It really did. I mean, it was like a cannon going off in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can swing this one and feel like I can hit it as hard as I want to.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not. I should not.
So this was a tough one for me here. So it's 206 to a back flag. I'm in the rough, so that's going to take a little bit off, but I really don't want to go long.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also been trying to club down in these situations too, and not try to. I'm guessing this is probably a 5 iron. So
here's something else that's kind of challenging about the sim golf too, right? Is in real golf you can actually look at the lie you have in the rough.
That's right.
Predict if it's going to be a flyer. You can predict if you can even get enough club on it to try to advance it, or if you need to take a wedge and punch it out. But this, you have there's nothing. It's just a pure guess. So that is what makes the sim rough pretty challenging.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to hit this about as hard as I can to make sure I'm clubbed down here and taking the shorter club, trying to make sure I don't go over.
I should have given you the option of cart path relief for it being in your pants.
Yeah.
That was a good shot. It was a really good shot.
Got a lucky bounce out of that rough, though. It could have stayed or bounced back in the bunker, but.
Is this my 7 wood? What is this? How far did I have?
It's almost got to be your 7 wood. Anything from 175 to 240 is 7 wood for Torrey.
Nah, that was an iron. That's probably a 7 iron or something like that.
Wait.
There we go.
Eagle.
Eagle 9, so now we're.
Yeah, it was just on a rope. It was on a rope.
So this shot's meaningless. I'm just putting this out.
Well, yeah, and so that was I think that was the round before my Pro Club Championship. So I was swinging and hitting it really well going into that one. That was good confidence building.
So 7 under front 9. So now we're on 59. We're getting into 59 watts now.
That one got away from me a little bit. Straight off the heel.
Off the heel,
so
62 ball speed.
We were 7 under going into number 10. So yeah, we were definitely on 59 watts here. And we got a short par 4.
Yeah, this is a 275 yard par 4. This hole is tailor made for me. It's just you just started at the right side of the green and hit your big high draw, and I hit a screaming look.
Let's think about this. If we could go back and do it again, I probably should have just hit my 7 wood, because then that would have left me a 40-yard pitch, which I'm stellar at on the sim, and we would have had a guaranteed birdie, and you could have gone for the green. We should have played a little bit smarter team golf there, probably.
Well, to be fair, what you did had no impact on me. I still went for the green. I didn't care where you were.
Well, I know, but I should have played a little more safer then.
You should have, knowing I was going to go for it come hell or high water, you should have done something smarter first. And now I've got to hit a little low runner under that tree.
The hosel is good for that.
Another hosel ball.
This is a pretty good shot right here.
Yeah.
And just, yeah.
We did. I know we go on a little par stretch here for the next couple of holes, I think. Not to spoil it for the viewer, but I think we go a little cold for a sec.
I'm sure there's a few lip outs in there somewhere. The old chunk and run.
Yeah. Iron off the tee and just.
See that? I said it right there. I told him we should have just hit iron off the tee.
Yep.
Please.
Another close call.
I love how you've ended up making a putter switch in real life.
Yeah, so, okay, that's the funny thing is, because the simulator putting was so bad for me, like the distance control and stuff, and just, sometimes it'd be 10 yards or 10 feet long, 10 feet short, 20 feet long. I actually for the purposes of our simulator golf rounds, made a putter switch. I was like, it doesn't like the lab. It must be put in shadows, and it's not reading the spin or something. And then I ended up making a putter switch in real life because I was just having so much fun with that little putter. So now I am gaming a Top Flight Gamer kids putter, 32 inches.
That is awesome.
And I am rolling it so good. So that's some golf. Because I hadn't putted with anything other than that lab for like 3-4 years.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
So this is the other part 3 that I said played about the same.
Whatever I was trying to tell you here, whatever I was trying to tell you, I didn't know what I was saying.
No, it's 161.
Nothing that when I went back and edited this video, nothing that I was telling you was even remotely close. I don't know what I was doing.
Has another good shot, just slightly left of the gimme circle. I mean, couldn't have done any better.
Yeah.
That was a long par 3, 161 yards. And when I say long par, like what most people don't realize is anything over 150 is a long par 3. Like, because the pros, what I mean by that is like what a par score would be. You know, you get into the stats, and anything over a certain number of yards, the pros are averaging more than 3 strokes to hole out, you know, so.
Yeah.
People need to give themselves a little more grace on some of these par 3s when they miss the green from 150 yards.
Oh my! That's dead center.
That was dead center. It hopped over the hole, and it was die-in speed. Yeah.
Yeah. The capture size on the sim is like a dime. I mean,
have you ever played those tournaments where they have a green and they have the mini hole where it's like literally fits the ball and that's it?
Yep.
And you can't even get your fingers to pick it up? That's what it feels like. The capture size is on the simulators.
It really does. Or like, I know some putting greens will have those as like a practice tool on the putting green. And anytime I practice on those things, it's like when you go to the real hole, it's like you feel like you're putting it into the ocean.
Oh, that was a peacock hole right there. What, 170?
Yeah, let's get the sound. Let's turn the sound up for this driver. 170 ball speed. Golly. The soundtrack between your driver sound and the 1990s country, this is the greatest soundtrack of any video we'll ever make.
Just pure testosterone, huh?
Just pure solid country gold mixed in with an absolute cannon whenever you hit driver. Great drive there, G. Almost hit in the Pacific.
Well, this is the thing, too, that I always try to impress upon people that, you know, I play with. Like, I played with some guys yesterday, an older guy and another younger guy, and then another probably 45, 46-year-old. So we're all, you know, early 40s, late 30s, and then the older guy. But they started oohing and ahhing over my drives as well. And I was like, I appreciate the love or whatever. I was like, but you shouldn't then try to do something different to try and keep up with me, right? Like, you should just play your game. And you just get in these situations where people will get outside of themselves because they see someone doing something they want to do, or they think something looks, it's fine, right? But it goes back to the whole tin cup analogy. Are you going for glory on one swing, or are you going for a score? So, and there's no right, wrong, or whatever. People should play golf the way that makes them have fun. But those two things don't always align. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just hold that thought for a couple more holes. I believe we addressed that in a hole or two.
Oh, yeah, we probably do. Yeah, and 2 more good budget putts just missed.
Yep. So still 7 under. Now I feel like we're getting a little cold. We've made 2 pars in a row. 172. This is now starting to piss me off. Yep. This is where I'm starting to get a little bit like, what is he doing today?
And they're straight, too. They're not curving.
They are.
I hate to say this. This is a terrible thing to admit, but I'll be honest about it. You got me swinging hard.
There you go.
No, I'm trying to chase you.
What do we always tell people? Play your own game.
And especially not with your damn partner.
You're saying,
we're teammates, but there's a part of me that's still competing with you too. And I'm like, Tony's not supposed to beat me on ball speed. I gotta hit the ball harder.
Yeah.
I've never seen him release.
Well, it's like, look at, you know, Zach Johnson when he won his Masters. He played his game. He hit driver, layup, wedge, and made the putt on the par 5.
2 or 3 years ago.
You know,
well, and let's take a moment here to highlight what my extra effort is now doing. My ball speed, 152.
Yeah, because you're hitting it all over the face.
Gaming 175 ball speed. That was my course speed. And then my max was like 180, 182.
Well, it's like, you know, when Zach Johnson won that Masters, you know, everybody could hit it farther than him. And there's some guys right now. I forget, like, who's the little guy? The Bulldog. What's his name?
Yeah, he won. He won RBC this year. Brian Harmon.
Brian Harmon, yeah.
Brian Harmon. Yep.
Yeah, he knows he's not going to be out there competing for a long drive contest with those guys, but he just goes out and plays his game, right? I mean, and there's ways to get distance without ball speed, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll see some of these drives that I hit 172 ball speed go just as far as the ones that were 165 ball speed because the spin was higher on the 172. And I told people that all the time. Like, I got to a point for me with like the driver I have now, it's a G425 Max because I just wanted the ball to stay and play more. And all my extra efforts with chasing a driver that wouldn't overspin just led to bigger misses, right? So it's like I had to figure out for me what worked and what my game needed. My game didn't need an extra 15 yards of driver. It needed less balls and hazards, so.
Well, and here's the thing, quick little sidebar on that. My ball speed went down as I started to chase you, but I think I still was closer to keeping up with you on total carry. I do tend to have a pretty high carry efficiency. So I launch it really high with low speed with an upward attack angle. So I'm a pretty efficient driver. But see, I don't accept that as enough. I'm thinking if I can do all that with a ball speed of if I can carry at 275 with a ball speed of 160, how far could I hit it if I could get my ball speed to 175, right? Rather than accepting the strengths.
I know.
And as I try to, and here's the thing too, as I try to do things in my game to increase my ball speed, part of that comes at the cost of hitting the ball more with a less upward attack angle and higher spin. So yes, I can hit a 168, 170 ball that spins 3,000 and I still carry it 275. So sometimes it's, maybe I don't know if there is a perfect answer there for me, but at the end of the day, isn't carry the number one distance metric that matters or total length more than, are you doing it with a 175 ball speed and I'm doing it with a 168? At the end of the day, it's how far we're hitting it.
Yeah, you watch if you go, and the reason why ball speed is such a metric that everybody loves is because it's a measure of how hard the ball is hit, right?
That's right.
It's a testosterone, it's a muscle, it's a whatever thing. It's like how much can you bench? It's the equivalent of that, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I guarantee you go and you put me or you up against some of these LPGA Tour players, and they do their thing and we do our thing, and the average total distance wouldn't be that far off because theirs is so efficient. And then they get the rollout and everything. And you watch the tour players, the PGA Tour players sometimes, and you'll see Rory McIlroy hits a drive with 180 ball speed, and then Brian Harmon gets up there with 165, and they both end up almost in the exact same spot because one carried all the way and one got there and rolled. So, but I mean, to a perfect example, I was playing that little bleeder cut when I went and played in Charlotte in that little fundraiser tournament. We only got to play 9 holes. We were soaked rain the whole time. It was just terribly wet and just. They had to call the course because they didn't want us to damage it. But there was a drivable par 4, and we got to move up to the red tees, the ladies' tees. So it was only 255 to carry it to the green. So I choked all the way down my driver, and I just played that little kind of bleeder fade, and it landed on the green and rolled through the green. Right?
Wow.
Like it's just like, but I could have launched it real high and swung as hard as I could too, and it would have done the same thing because I would have, that launch and spin and everything like that. So it's just, people need to figure out what's their most efficient way to get the farthest distance that stays and play the most, and it's going to look different for a lot of people.
Let's take a moment here for Mike Sullivan, owner of Sully's here. He's going to ride his bike out of the simulator here. Own personal garage.
So baller. That's so baller.
So
I need
awesome.
to have my own simulator place so I can put my Batmobile, my Corvette in there and just scare everybody every time it starts.
Shout out, Sully. Shout out, Sully. You're awesome.
All right, well, we got 142, so this is probably a 9-iron.
Yeah, 342.
342. Okay.
This is a tee shot. So we did birdie 14, so now we're 9 under.
Look at that big weight shift and that big high shoulder coming through. You were just trying to do everything you could. And it's like,
all I got, man. All I got. So now we're back on 59 watts. We're 9 under through 14. We've got to play pretty good from here in to get it, but we're still in the hunt. We got a couple of easy.
here's the thing, right? You just said we're on 59 hunt and we got to play pretty good. The whole thing is the process doesn't change, and it's like with the Ryder Cup or the the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup matches are like, oh, he's got to really do something here. Who are they matching up against too? And it's like at the end of the day, they're all just playing golf and they're all just trying to make the best swing they can and the best decision for each shot. Again, it's not like we're going to switch the matchup and put Kobe to guard Jordan or Pippen to guard whoever, because those are direct. They can influence each other directly. You still have to play your own shot. There's nothing else you can do. No, it doesn't matter if they hit a ball 2 inches from the hole. It doesn't change. You still have to try to make it, and you make it or you don't. That's it.
Well, and this is the thing we talked about on the last podcast, episode 8, I think it was, that's going to be coming out later this week, as of the time we're recording this. We can get in a spot where we start pressing too much. And I'm not going to say we did that here. I mean, we were at this point, to shoot 59, we've got to go 3 under through 3 holes. And I think we had a par 5 in the middle of that. But sometimes in those situations, you start saying, okay, now I have to play perfect. If you try to play perfect, you're going to play mediocre. But if you just try to play good, you give yourself a chance to play perfect.
Correct. And so my approach shot onto the 18th green is a perfect example of me not following that advice. It was me trying to hit a perfect shot, a 1 in a million shot.
Stay tuned. All right, so this is a par 3, I believe, right? Yeah, and this is a tough yardage for me. 180, 175, 180 is a tough number for me because it's getting a little bit out of my comfort zone where I've got to it's just getting into the clubs that I'm not quite as comfortable with controlling my distance. I don't know if I'm hitting a hard 7-iron or an easy 6 or a.
Mm-hmm.
You had a good shot in there, though.
Yeah, probably 7-iron or something like that.
All I'm trying to do here is try to get this in the circle so that you're not worrying about 3-putting. I just wanted to get it in the circle.
Because that is a very real possibility.
Almost
like
did
that. Yeah, almost did. Unreal. No rhyme or reason to it. It's like just rolling dice and seeing what number the ball's gonna go.
Oh, I don't want to miss a cannon shot here. Hold on.
Put the mustard on it.
I'm telling you, man. Boom. Just that sound of your driver that day was unreal. You just were destroyed.
That was you.
Oh, was that me?
You. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then yours will sound even better because I'm telling you, you had a sound. Listen to this.
Yeah. What's that 170?
I think you know what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about this a little bit. The podcast that we do, I mean, I try to keep the language as clean as possible, but once in a while, it is what it is. I think instead of bleeping it out or blurring it out or whatever, I'm going to save a soundbite of one of your drivers from this round, and that's going to be the best golf podcast ever bleep sound.
Sounds good.
I'm going to make a best of Tony's drive soundtrack. So we finish up here. This is, I think we par this one. Oh, I was so close to the circle here, and it just checked on us.
Yep.
See, still though, I would like to think we could make one of these putts, but I don't think we made anything except that chip shot you hit.
Yeah. It's just, like I told you, when I play with the Brads and the Chads, and they just can't fathom. Oh, you made one. There you go. You made one.
Oh, we did make one. Okay. So here we go. Money hole, 18th hole. We're 11 under, par 5. It's not a short par 5, but it's a reachable one. I think it's like 450. So we've got a shot.
To go 59 for sure. And decisions were made.
Yeah.
Some risky pins. It'd be nice if we get 2 balls in play and get the first one on the green, so the second one can be a little bit more aggressive. It's a front pin over water.
So there, I just said it. It's it's a tight pin just barely over water. So I'd already played it like 9 times, and I knew the second shot to get close, you were gonna have to be aggressive. So I'm saying whoever plays first, we don't know who's gonna play first yet, but whoever plays first, just try to get something on the green. Whenever, the first one to play, just try to get something on the green so that the second person to play can be a little bit more aggressive.
And we'll see that I did not follow that advice, probably.
Yeah, so we both end up driving it sort of in the left-hand rough.
Uh-huh.
So that was, I think that was mine. Yeah, because I just made the birdie. And we're both we're on top of each other here. We're both 5 feet from each other, but I think you play first. Now, we've just said first one to hit, get something on the green so that the second one can hopefully try to be aggressive with it. You're hitting first.
Uh-huh.
And I will say, even if I had hit first, I think I hope that I would have had the discipline to try to take a 5 or 6 iron or whatever I was somewhere around this bunker
Uh-huh.
and make that basically my target. And if it draws a little bit, it draws a little bit, and probably take a little bit more club, so I'm going to comfortably get it to the middle of the green. And if it ends up in the right bunker, then it gets in the right bunker. But Tony is going to go first instead. And we didn't have much of a conversation about this, I don't think, because I thought we just talked about this.
Yeah, you assumed I was going to make a smart decision. So
because we just talked about it, and you're the smart one of the two of us.
I know. My PhD came in real handy there, didn't it? Yeah. The ego the EGO outweighed the PhD here. So I had been striping it all day. Irons were fine. This was a 193 shot, and so I said, okay, 6 iron. If I hit it perfect, which I will, it'll be a perfect shot. And the thing, again, I didn't account for was we didn't know how it was going to come out of the rough. So, I think that's what ended up happening is I took dead aim and just hit a great shot, but the rough killed it a little bit. Whereas what I should have done is just played it out to the right and tried to pitch in for eagle. Like you can hear it, solid strike, great shot.
At about this moment, in my mind, I'm looking at the ball flight. It is dead at the flag. Uh-huh. But I'm also looking at this number and saying, please, Lord, make this number end up being higher than this number. Because if this number's right, we're wet. I need that number to end up being about 179, 180, and we're going to make eagle. But if it's 176, he's in the water. But we're about to find out. I mean, that's how far we are. If that ball lands here,
yep, it's on.
You're going to bounce forward into the gimme circle, and we're in great shape. So you're 2 yards off there.
Yeah, and that just could have been the difference or something. Who knows?
So now
yesterday I had this.
So you can hear from me. Now I've got a big decision to make here. Uh-huh. So this is where we pick on me for bad mental decisions all the time. So this is my rare chance to pick on you. But you've really hung me out now because now I'm like, well, damn. I mean, I want to shoot 59, but I'm really in a bind. So you can hear me just like having a mental meltdown here, trying to figure out what to hit.
I took a 6 and it carried 196 because I was trying to kind of keep it down.
I'm recalling my practice round.
That should be enough here, you think, right?
I could see the wheels churning in your head and wanting the verbal affirmation because you're like, if I do this and hit this, that should be enough, right?
Right.
Yeah, give me the green light. Please tell me to go for this shot. You really wanted to have that hit.
Well, what I was asking for was, is this enough club? Because I really was still trying to make sure that whatever I did, I covered.
Uh-huh.
So I think I was absolutely searching for affirmation, but it wasn't permission. I was basically searching for, am I doing the math correct? Because at this point, I really do feel like Alan in The Hangover when he's sitting there playing blackjack. I've got so many numbers in my head, and I'm just like, at the end of the day, don't put this in the water, right? Yep. So I'm just trying to make sure I've done the calculus right, that it's going to be enough to at least cover the water.
Be sure I've got enough to get it on the green, I think.
Well, but like
196.
This is actually perfect because, like I said, I just watched Tin Cup again yesterday, and this is the exact decision he had. A birdie wins, right? A par ties, but an eagle gets you glory.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's like
because a birdie's not like we're going to lose this thing, right? A birdie we shoot 60, but there's something that's cooler about a 59 than a 60. More so than a 60 compared to a 61. So I'm really wanting the glory too.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same setup because it's over water. It's a par 5 and 2. We had our Tin Cup moment. That's cool.
This was our Tin Cup moment. Yeah. All right. See how it plays out.
Roasted it. Oh, it's so close.
It was close.
Very good. And then from here, one of us just has to pitch into the gimme circle. So.
Yeah. So now I've got this little chip up for a 59.
It was rolling dead center.
It was at it.
All right.
And that was our best ball 60 at Torrey Pines.
Definitely could have been. We had our shots at the 59.
Oh yeah, our shots at 57.
But
If the one that I rolled dead center doesn't hop over, and then those 2 or 3 lip outs, one of those falls, yeah, it's 58, 57. So that's just how it goes sometimes. But it was fun. That was probably one of the most fun rounds I've ever had with simulator golf. So it was good. We got to do that together.
well, we played really good. I learned a lot from playing with you. I had a great time in the fall. The entire 5 weeks we did, I felt like we played some good golf, learned a little bit from each other. I learned a lot from you. We tag team or brother-in-law or whatever you want to call it really well. All of the matches except the last one. The last one we both played like crap. I mean, it was just I don't know what that was. Bethpage the rough was tough the way on the course we played there. But we had a good time though. We ended up winning the league for the year. I think we won pretty comfortably with the overall. We didn't quite win all 5 matches. We won 4 out of 5, and I think we finished maybe second or third in the last one. But had a good time, and that was our best moment. Was for sure was the 4th week was our best play. So enjoyed it, man. And I hope if you watched the video, I hope you enjoyed and got something from what goes on in our heads. Because one thing that I think that I'm working on a lot is trying to make sure I think my way around the golf course a little bit better, and things like that are a good way to kind of replay the tape and say, okay, what was I thinking, and was that the right way to think, and all that. So
Absolutely.
anyway, man, good stuff. See y'all next time. Hey, listen, if you're watching, if you managed to make it all the way to the end of this video, check out the Best Golf Podcast Ever on YouTube Music. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all that kind of stuff. If you're watching, subscribe to the channel. We put out a video about every day or so, whether it's a clip from the podcast or a drill or a lesson or training tips from Mike and practice tips from Tony, and don't be a head case like me tips from me. And so subscribe to the channel, check us out, and check out the podcast sometime while you play 9 holes. Thanks, Tony. Have fun, bud.
See ya.
See ya.